Are you struggling to get straightness in your horse? If so, here's why you need to go back to the beginning. The beginning is our straightness exercise number 1, which is standing squarely. Standing squarely isn't just for competitive dressage or showing riders. This is a tool that can be used to benefit every horse and every rider. So what does standing squarely mean? Well, it means that the horse has each leg in position supporting each of his 4 corners. Standing squarely is a useful exercise to use in hand on the ground and while ridden. And depending on how observant you can be and how much you can feel in the saddle, depends upon how much benefit you can get from this if you're riding, or if it would be better to start on the ground. We know that lack of straightness comes when the horse is in too much bend into one direction. And we know that bend originates from the organisation of the rib cage and the spine. And when you're teaching your horse to stand squarely, particularly on the ground, while you're not directly organising his rib cage, and if you are riding and you feel like your legs are attempting to organise his rib cage and change that positioning and thereby change the bend, it doesn't always mean that he's capable of changing at that time, or that he understands that your leg might mean, I want you to do something different with your rib cage. So the standing square starts to level him out, starts to stand him up. So we always talk about horses being stood up on the arena, and what that means is, are they standing up on all 4 legs? Teaching your horse to stand squarely starts to unravel his body, and then you get a much better baseline to be able to do the rest of your work. Teaching your horse to stand squarely is a fantastic way of learning his baseline and where is he crooked, which limb does he want to lean towards and overload, which limbs does he not want to load as much, and where is his crookedness that you can obviously see. And when you can start to notice those things, that becomes the feedback and the information that you need to then tailor your work and your schooling sessions to help benefit that and improve that. Because before you've got this information, it's really difficult sometimes to actually be able to decide what the horse might need at that time. So this gives you a really good blueprint of where to start. Dudley's going to help us with this one today, so let's go find him. Come on. Dudley is my 15-2 Welsh Section D. He's going to be 23 this year, and I've owned him for 20 years. He's been retired for a number of years now, but he is really well physically. That wasn't the reason for him being retired. He's doing quite a good job here, but he naturally tends to stand with his hind legs and his forelegs tucked under his body, almost like an elephant on a drum. Here I'm seeing how he responds to cueing the movement of each leg. He does a really good job with his front leg when I touch his shoulder. Here when I ask him to move his hindquarters over, you can see there was just a little stumble there. It looks uncoordinated and a little bit clunky. And remember, at this point we're not looking for the perfect square halt, we're just looking for feedback and how he wants to use his body. As he continues to move his hindquarters to the right, you can see that there's a little bit of a falling out on that right shoulder. You can see here that his front legs are quite base narrow and he is loading the left fore over the right fore. A little bit more control in the hindquarters going to the left. There was less falling out through the outside shoulder to the left. After doing a little bit of moving around work, you might see this happen. So the horse might drop the neck, start to lick and chew. And I'm still really undecided about which side of the fence I sit on with regards to this. One opinion is that it's a stress response, and the other is that it is calming, releasing signals. In either case, you need to let the horse do what he needs to do, so when that happens, we don't interfere. Moving their bodies around in all different ways is going to lead you towards being able to direct each limb and ultimately work towards getting your square standing. Once you start adding this element to your work, you'll be surprised how quickly that they choose to stand square more often than not. I'd love to see your videos of how you're teaching your horse to stand squarely and what feedback you're getting and how helpful that is to you. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe, like and share. And if there's anything you want us to include in future videos, let us know and we'll make sure that we put it in there. See you next time, guys. Take care.